Vision facilities in downtown Macon. This is your Mix in the Morning.
Good morning. You need to put this on, Darren. We've
Oh
been busy
my gosh, we weren't paying
chatting.
attention to our engineering duties.
Turn that off right now. It is 6:36. Good morning. I'm Gail
Hi,
Daniels.
Darren Latch. It's good to have you with us on this Monday.
Got Darren Latch running for school board. Welcome. It's good to see you here. It's been a long time since you've been in here on the show.
Well, the last time I was on was you were on holidays. I missed out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get
The
you on
last time he was here, you were gone.
All right. Well, and then on the phone every now and then.
Yeah.
And as you can see from this giant sign here, running for the school board.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, it's going to be a critical race with early elections or voting starting today, going through to May 16th. Absolutely critical that we get the board on track and hopefully vote the right people in to do the job right and bring ethics and standards back to the board.
Well, if there's anybody who belongs there, it's you, because you have been, at the forefront, I think, of change for the school board and demanding answers for the last couple of years and doing the digging and the research and getting the story out there on the things that have been going on. So now to have you actually on the board, to get you on the board would be pretty amazing.
Thank you. It's been a long road, but thankfully now the headlines are coming out on everything that we've been working on for the last few years. The 51 million is a small amount compared to what we believe has gone or been misappropriated. I heard you talk this morning about what the latest is with Romain Dalman.
Well, let's first of all just say what you're referring to when you say $51,000 in lost funds.
51
I'm sorry,
million.
51 million. I'm sorry, way bigger than 51,000 in lost education funds.
When there were deals that were signed for long-term contracts, computers that don't work, they bought in, I think it was $23 million worth of computer equipment, which is not compatible with the system, so it's been sitting in the warehouses for all this time, which was not approved by the board. There is the 10-year contract with the Promise neighbourhood, which was not approved by the board until after the fact. Tommy Barnes and Romain Dalman were responsible for that. Neither of them have been held accountable for it. In fact, Tommy Barnes is still enjoying the educational industry around here right now. Mm-hmm. There's more about to come out on that as well. Look, you got Title I misuse, which is, I believe there's something about to come out on that one as well, which our friends at the Telegraph have buried. That's about to come out as well at the moment. When you have Title I funds, which is designed for nothing more and nothing less than the education of the children specifically, and it's used for flights, accommodation, meals, unrelated contracts, you've got a serious problem in the board. That hasn't been addressed.
Now, do you have proof of all this?
Absolutely. It's actually sitting with, I won't say who right at the moment, but somebody suitably qualified to go through legislation and see what needs to be done and what has happened. Everything I've done has been submitted with proof.
So with you on the board, how would you address this situation, or how would it change with you being there?
Well, I read with interest, and anybody following me on Facebook at the moment will see that I made a comment a while ago. What's the point of reducing the superintendent's personal spend allowance from $500,000 to $100,000 when they've actually misappropriated 51 million? What difference does it make? Unless you actually make it legally accountable. So if a superintendent, whoever it might be, spends X amount of million or even $100,000 over their spending limit, hold them accountable to the law, which is also holding them accountable to the people. Anybody who's been watching the school board issues over the last couple of years will know that there are still 3 members of what we refer to as the BOE 5, which is the yes vote that provided all these problems that we're facing now, including the low graduation rate. My opponent is a part of that BOE 5, and to hear that she didn't realise there was a ball to drop in regards to the 51 million is absolutely horrifying, because we've been trying to tell them for over 2 years exactly what was happening, and now we're reading about it in the paper and lo and behold, oh, I didn't know what was happening, I'm sorry. But let's move forward, let's get beyond this, and let's make a positive change. Well, I'm sorry, the positive change You had your chance 2 years ago. We tried telling you very publicly 2 years ago. What's different now? Because you've been exposed, it's time to move forward. I'm sorry, a 46% graduation rate while you're in office is not acceptable by any means. It's time to get the board moving forward so that we can get a better industry, better commerce, better system of living, better employees. It's time now, yes, to move forward, but with a new board. And I know that I can get along with all the board members.
All right. And are you facing, are people calling you like a rabble rouser or something like
Troublemaker.
that? Troublemaker. Are you having to fight that image, or is this, are people looking at like this as a good thing?
Well, I was quoted as saying that I was combative. Initially, yes, I was. It was the only way to be heard and to highlight the problems that we were facing on the board. Nobody was listening from the BOE 5, and of course our BOE 3, the ones that were actually trying to get the good word out there, were being stifled at every turn. It's been a learning experience over the last few years. I have now come to terms with collaborating with the people that I need to work with. I have good relationships with most of the board members. Those that I don't, probably, hopefully, won't be there.
Okay.
Yeah, but this goes to the point that, look, I'm running on ethics, standards and honesty and improving the graduation rate. I'm the only one that's not out there using the children as an excuse to say this is why we're doing what we're doing, and the result of what they're claiming is the $51 million we're reading about in the paper. It's time to stop using the kids as an excuse and actually make them our purpose.
Well,
So-
$51 million didn't seem to benefit the children, did it?
No, not when you sell
And
them.
that's money you're not going to get back.
Yeah, well, I think we're selling the computers at between, I think it's 48 cents on the dollar. You know, they've been sitting in a warehouse for how long?
Now, you've got a couple of things we wanted to show as well before we let you out of here.
While we're
And now
waiting on that,
here's
too.
the first graphic for you.
Okay.
They dropped the ball and cost Bibb children $51 million in lost education funds. Of course, voting coming up on May 20th.
Yes, and early voting through April 28 to May 16. This election is absolutely crucial to making Bibb forward. We have a new government. We need a new cohesive and collaborative board to actually move our school system forward. It's the only way we're going to get past the issues that we have.
Now, we're going to see you here
Again tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to be back with us, and we can talk about some other things too.
Absolutely.
Because there's been so much that you've been a part of the last few years, and I'd love to hear more about.
Tomorrow, if it's suitable to you guys, I'd actually like to take some calls as well.
Sure.
That would be great, sure.
Excellent.
One of the few candidates who want to take phone calls.
That's true. I neglected to inform everyone that this portion of the Mix in the Morning has been paid for by Darren Latch.
Campaign to elect Darren Latch
The
to the Board of
campaign to
Education.
elect Darren Latch to Board of Education.
Approved by
Okay.
or spoken by.
Now we're legal, okay.
All
Excellent.
right. You're going to be back, what, tomorrow, same time, 7:30?
Yes, 7:30 in the morning and again on May 20th.
Great.
Thank you very much.
All right. 7:44, Mix in the Morning.